Country Code. The largest distributors of poultry, frozen food, dry goods, they got plenty. The best quality. Country Code. Yes, man. For your chicken, beef, pork, and your turkey, any occasion, any function, Country Code is your champion. Throughout Trinidad, Carrigu, and Pity Matnik, any meat you want, Country Code got it. Mega cold storage facilities, Country Code. What's on your barbecue grill for your party? Country Code. That's right. And when it's time to feed your family, Country Code. Meeting your needs since 1969.
At Bailey's Funeral Home, we understand the pain and grief you experience when you suffer the loss of a loved one. For years, we have helped thousands of families get through that difficult time by providing professional funeral services to meet their unique needs. Whether your choice is cremation or burial, call us or come into our new facility on the Carenage and meet with our arrangers in a spacious and comfortable environment. Choose from a wide variety of quality coffins and caskets with prices from as low as $1,900. At Bailey's Funeral Home, we believe that no one should feel overwhelmed and anxious about funeral expenses. So when it's time to plan a funeral, join a burial society or make pre-arrangements when service and cost matters. Call Bailey's Funeral Home at 440-2558 or visit us at baileysfuneralhome.org. Bailey's Funeral Home, still providing the perfect tribute any family can afford.
Looking for a space to hold your next event? The Chrysalis Education and Business Center, located on the second floor of the St. George's Baptist Church, is here for you. With modern and comfortable rooms for business meetings, seminars, staff parties, computer trainings, weddings, and more, plus options for decorating, catering, and full AV services, the CEBC is your all-in-one space rental service. So whether you're looking to meet in person or virtually, the Chrysalis Education and Business Center has all that you need to make your next event a true success. Give us a call today at 423-1533. That's 423-1533. Or visit our website at www.cebcgrenada.com. The Chrysalis Education and Business Center, transforming lives from the inside out.
St. George's Baptist Church. Purpose: the channel God chooses to fulfill the needs of humanity. Vision: building communities which become the model for winning people to Christ. Mission, goal: empowering people to enjoy prosperity and fulfillment in life. These are the purpose, vision, and mission of the St. George's Baptist Church.
This is Encounter. I am Stanford Simon. We continue today with the story, the history of Bailey's Funeral Home, and you heard Clinton and Karen Bailey, husband and wife, who talked about how the company started and especially Mr. Bailey, who gave the just direct history of how it worked. And when Karen came in, the changes he had to make, boy, I tell you. And the one thing, he spoke about that, but also just saying, hey, here I am. I need to step back a bit. And that was a challenge for him. So I'll go back and start from that struggle he had in the change. Now you have a manager. He no longer can do what he wants. Those bosses. Well, he had his trouble and his struggles, but you'll hear how he worked through that and where he is today. Welcome to the second part of the history of Bailey's Funeral Home, told by Clinton and Karen Bailey. That could end up in home.
And similarly, thing would happen at home.
End up on the work.
Yes.
So I guess that period of that challenge of trying to make the adjustment.
The teething period.
It was a rough time.
It was a rough time.
And I guess for you, Clinton, who were the freer one, who had the reign of doing your own thing and getting it done, she bringing the rules and structure, and now you had to adjust to that structure. What was that like for you?
It was tough. It was real tough. Because, yesterday they said that they're going to give me an award at the end of the year for several things. But one of the things I was trying to adjust to is saying, go to the manager.
Oh.
You understand?
Right, because
that's how the structure is. You're in the bottom here. You start here, you go to your supervisor.
Chain of command.
And your manager, and then the manager come to the owners.
Right.
And people call me and tell me, oh, Mr. Bailey, look, we have so-and-so, we're trying to get it. And we need a case of chicken for so-and-so. And I say, go buy food fair, I had to cut all of that out. Right. Because everything has structure.
Right.
And the structure is important. It took me a little bit to realize the structure is important. For the business to run smooth and nice, implement the structure, and it will run. So I started doing that. I said, send your letter in, but send your letter into Mrs. Bailey, and as the manager, and I would speak to her, and she would organize it for you. That's what I started doing, and it became easy after a while and smooth.
Right. For him to adjust, that was his challenge, and you having to deal with that.
Yes, because even with the staff, they would play one against the other. They would go directly to him. I could get a day off tomorrow, I could go and fish, and he would say, yeah, no problem. And I'm like, what's going on here? Then you don't need me. If you're making these decisions, what's my point being here? That was the challenge, to get him to understand that it have to come through me, go to him, and then from him going down, dissemination of information through me down to the staff.
And once you got over that hurdle, it become easier to run the operation because things now started to flow from top down, not from bottom up.
I think I have the nicest staff in Grenada right now. I can boast about that. I can boast about certain things that have changed to the staff being very courteous. Well, as a matter of fact, on Monday we have staff training. All right. Mm-hmm. In my tenure when I was there, I didn't do no staff training. When Karen came, she started doing staff training with different people, different trainers, different facilitators in different places. And trust me, I can see the difference in the staff. They all are happy to be here.
Right.
Everybody wants. There must people come in there. They hear about our staff and how we run our business. They would like to work here.
Because it came from changing your mindset, giving the authority to the manager, and allowing her to run the operation.
We're still working on one mindset still.
Okay. I'm asking about a mindset.
Yeah.
So talk to me about the change, because now you have built a new building. Mm-hmm. Tell us about what was the driving force to do this new project.
Well, when Karen was here about a year in the old building. We were down in the front in the old building, and she said to me, we got to do the new building. I said yes. I had all the plans. I had the plans drawn up, paid a set of money for them, and waiting. I just keep waiting, and I don't know why I didn't kickstart and get going. And she said, listen, we need to do that building now. I said, okay, organize. She did the business plan, right? Sent it out to the institutions for them to let them know that, look, this is what we want to do, and we need some funding. And it went out to all the banks.
With the exception of one.
With the exception of one bank.
So you know how difficult it is to get financing, that the bank actually wants everything from you.
Right.
From whatever, information, all kind of thing you have to provide for them.
Well,
So having worked in the bank, I know one shoe is on the other foot is a squeeze sometime. But I got the stuff together. I got all the documents I needed, made copies, so I submitted to all the financial institutions, all the banks, commercial banks, with the exception of Grenada Cooperative Bank. I sent it to First Caribbean because they were our bankers at the time.
For 50 years.
Right? I sent it to Republic Bank because that's where I was, so I knew people there. I sent it to RBTT and also to Scotia because we also had an account there at the time. And slowly we got responses from First Caribbean saying no, they cannot provide us with the sum. And also Republic was taking a while because they had to go Trinidad, and then it came back with a no. So I was starting to get discouraged. And then one evening when I was home getting ready for bed, I got a phone call. And the person said, am I speaking to Karen Bailey? And I hesitated a bit because I thought, okay, some woman calling me, it can't be nothing good. So I said yes. And then she said, she identified herself.
Yeah.
It was Dr. Nadia Francis.
Sandy, right?
Sandy, yes. And she told me that she heard we were looking to get funding for our project. So if we can allow them the opportunity to look at it and send a proposal and stuff to her. And I did.
And that's the bank you didn't send, that's the one
That's
bank
the one
you
I
didn't send the proposal to.
I didn't
Yes.
send to them. And then the rest is history. They said yes, we would get it, and we got it. And today we are still dealing with them and quite satisfied, if I must say so.
And the bank you were dealing with for 50 years,
They dropped me.
they drop you.
Yes.
Unbelievable.
Yes. And I'm telling you, it was a shock, but not a disappointing shock.
Right.
But I thought, you know, they know our business, they know what's happening, they know how the business is growing and everything. And because I don't know if because they're foreign. You know, at the time they were struggling themselves. And I have to say hats off to Co-op, Grenada Cooperative Bank, and Dr. Sandy and Richard Duncan. You know, Richard came forward and shook my hand when we had the groundbreaking ceremony and said to me, I'm standing with you. You know, and that meant so much to me. And then Dr. Sandy and I developed this kind of such a friendly relationship that, you know, I must thank them. They have a lot to play in this development of this place.
Of this place. Who was the contractor that built it?
Leo Peters Lab.
Lab design.
Lab design.
Yes.
But it's a beautiful building. It's
Yes.
a really beautiful
So,
building.
and we also are grateful. We are grateful to him because we were supposed to do 2 floors, the ground floor and the first floor, and that's what we had asked for funding for. But then Leo said, you know, we probably could do 2 other floors and you'll benefit from that instead of just stopping here and then want to go back and do it years down the road. Let's do it one time. He has that sort of vision. He's really good. So we went back to the bank and it was not a problem.
Wow.
It was not a problem.
Co-op
So
Bank was there for you.
they were there for us, right? We worked with Ebony White, as you said, Dr. Sandy and Richard, and even now we are working with Kevin. So, yeah, they have been with us.
Sanford, we leave out the main person in this thing,
Yeah.
God.
Well, you don't leave him out. You're now put him
Let
in.
me tell you.
Yeah.
Because among the prayer we pray to
Right.
get this thing going, and to you know, I mean, we were always in community, but a lot of people stood by us in prayer, and that is so important. I want to thank all of them. I use this medium to thank all of them, the Bobby and the Indra and Tom and Bun.
Also we
And,
also have a board of directors
Yeah.
who would
Okay.
have played an instrumental part in everything that has happened as well.
Right. Talk to me a little bit about that. So you took over the business. You came in on management.
Right.
And then you did set up a board of directors.
We
Right.
set up a board of directors. Well, all on Karen's watch. We set it up, and we had Philip Gittins, Leslie Bailey, my brother, his wife Meryl Bailey, my aunt Gloria Bailey, and Karen and myself. Right.
Okay.
So there's 6 of us on the board, and the board is really a board to make sure the structure of the business remains, and not policy.
Policy.
We do policy and not, because the business are owned by my brother and I.
Right. But then it's no longer a one-man show.
Well, it's a 2-man show.
Well, it's right. It's a two-man show, but you also the wisdom in it
Right.
for you pulling back and
Right.
saying, "Hey, I need your help," and you got the people together,
Right.
Yes.
And
To
to
help
be
me
able to
come up
help,
to think outside the box.
Yes.
right.
Right?
Yes.
That's what we did.
So, Karen, you were instrumental, as you said. Talk to us about that whole.
There was so much that I wanted to get done coming into the business, and the building was just the first part of it. Because although we have the new building and we had the board and we had regular board meetings to make sure that everything was done how it was supposed to be done, and that the bank interest was secured
And
because
protected.
yes, and protected. But outside of that, there was procedures to be put in place, rules and regulations, and that human resource part of it, because staff is one of the most important things in business. So that's why, as Mr. Bailey said, we engage in a annual staff training, and it seems that sometimes people mention customer service training again, but sometimes it's good to have the refresher. Because I don't want my staff to become complacent. We are a service industry. Primary importance is our customers. So we want to always meet and exceed the expectations of our customers. Right? We also do training in terms of counseling, because the nature of our business is death and grief, and that could be so
Which are
heavy.
difficult and challenging.
Yes. It's important for us to make sure that staff is well balanced. So we engage in that sort of counseling for staff as well, so that when they go home, they're able to unwind. They don't carry it with them. I mean, sometimes it's difficult. You do carry it sometimes.
Right.
Sometimes we're downstairs and people are crying, and you're crying with them, because it really is heartbreaking and touching at some point. But we have to learn to separate the two.
Right. Work and your
and-
personal feelings.
Because you have to be able to sympathize and empathize with the customer, but at the same time, you can't go home every day and be heavy and doom and gloom.
Because
and
that would wear you
yes,
down.
It would wear you down.
But this is a difficult industry.
It is, and that's why Mr. Bailey said that he got tired after a while, dealing with that on a daily basis. And it's not like before, where we had one death or 5 funerals a week. We reached a point where we have sometimes 15. Thursday we had 6 funerals. Friday we had
A day?
4. Yeah. So
6
it's
funerals a day?
a day. So
We do like 14 funerals a week.
We have a population of 100,000 people.
And yes, but our death rate is 900,000.
900,000.
I mean 9,000, 900 a year.
9 something a year.
A year.
900 a year.
Yes.
Yeah. It's about 1%, I guess.
1% of the population. Is that normal? About 1% of the population?
I normally keep track of the stats, but I find it's increasing.
It's getting higher.
Yes, particularly this year. So I have to wait to see at the end of the year where it ends off.
Wow. Yeah, because when you look at the funeral announcement, there is a lot
Yeah,
more
yep.
that you've seen. But I realize you are one funeral home doing a day.
Yeah.
And that
And there
shows.
are 3 funeral homes on island.
And there are 3 funeral homes on the island. So when you think about, let's talk a little bit now about the services that you offer. And I think that's just critical, because for persons who know about Bailey's Funeral Home, they've heard the history, they've heard what you've done, the building, the structure that you put in place, the leadership that you are providing, getting Mr. Bailey in line. And he willingly, he scream and shout, but he came along. All right? But getting all of that done, and now you have the building, you have the staff. And now talk to us about the services that you offer. That somebody who is in New York or in Grenada, they want their family about to die, or service you provide for people who want to set up a service when they die.
Right.
So give us talk to us about that.
So we can put it under 2 umbrellas. We do at-need service and pre-need service. The pre-need, as the name states, is before you die, preparing for death. So that could take the form of burial society, or it can be a pre-need account. So these are the two types of pre-need programs that we offer. Burial society, most people are familiar with, because it means that you pay a subscription, a monthly subscription. For us, it's $20 a month. And at the point when you die, once you're up to date with your subscriptions, you qualify for $3,000 off your funeral expenses.
And that is immediate. It doesn't matter at what point that you die.
No.
Okay, once you register.
Once you register, and registration is simple. You just require an ID. Once you're under the age of 70, an ID, and you come in and you pay your $20, and you qualify.
So you could also pay for a year if you want to.
You can pay for a year, and you immediately qualify, should I hasten to add, because if you come now to the office and you register and you pay your $20, and God forbid you walk out and you get knocked down, you receive $3,000 off your funeral expenses.
Wow, that's good.
There's no waiting period, and we do not require any doctor's certificate. It is stated in our terms and conditions that once you're in good health, right? So once you know you're in good health and you're coming and you join, you qualify. Okay,
so that's one. What other service you offer?
So the pre-need account basically is for everybody. It's also for those people who don't qualify for the burial society. So if you want to make arrangements to say, okay, whenever the time comes and I pass, this is what I want, you do that and you pay for that. You can pay it as a lump sum, or you can pay it whenever. In installments. There is no...
Explain that again.
Okay. I normally tell people you can do as much or as little with a pre-need account.
Right.
Some people just want to know that they are contributing monthly towards their funeral expense. Right. They don't want to give you the details. Some people want to make full arrangements, so that whenever the time comes and they pass, this is what is put into place. So I'm going to come and say, I'm choosing this coffin or casket. I want these songs to be sung.
They want nobody to do it for them.
Yes.
They want to do it for themselves.
Yes.
So you can come in and do that.
You can come in and do that. And they can pay for that one-off, or they can pay for it in installments.
I get it. Okay, so that's one.
So the pre-need account allows you to get 10% off your coffin or casket.
Okay.
So once you're a member of the pre-need, you get 10% off.
10% off.
With the burial society, you get $3,000 off.
Okay.
So those are the 2 pre-need services. The at-need, which is when you pass away, the at-need services, that would include just about everything as it relates to funeral arrangements. We're probably the only funeral home that would do everything as it relates. Death certificates, getting medical certificates, everything.
Bring your body, come to the funeral.
That's basically what you
have to do. Send us your body and come to the funeral.
Dress and come to the funeral.
That's from start to finish.
We take care of everything for you.
We take care of everything for you.
We can do your programs, we get your corsages, we get police for the funeral, we get flowers, everything that you require. If you want a funeral bus to take your family because you don't want multiple vehicles, we do that for you. If you cannot come to the funeral home and you want to make arrangements, I'll come to you.
Wow. Okay. So it is dead on delivery.
Dead on delivery. There you
I mean,
go.
so really, you're offering a package for persons.
We know it's a very difficult time for persons, so we try to make it easy on them. Right? We try to make it. I'm sending you to NIS. I'll take care of the NIS if the person qualifies for that funeral grant. We assist in completing the forms. We submit it with the death certificate. If you're going to need an application done because you want to bury in a family cemetery and you have to get permission from Ministry of Health, we'd assist you with that as well. So
You work with. Let me ask this question. So, let's say somebody died, my mother, my brother, somebody in my home died. What are the procedures to follow?
that's a good question, and I'm glad you asked that one because most people don't know really what they're supposed to do, and because they don't deal with death very often, there's no way you would know. It might be the first time you're having this experience.
Right.
So once a person passes at home, once they've been seeing a doctor, they have a doctor who they've been going to because they have some condition they're being treated for, then you would try and contact the district medical officer to come and pronounce
The district meaning the
For that
health,
area.
the health
Yes.
person that is
Yes.
work with the government.
Right.
Yes.
Okay.
And they would come and pronounce the person dead.
Right.
Right? After that, or you can call the funeral home but let them know, okay, I'm waiting on the doctor to come and pronounce them dead.
Oh. So you can call the funeral home.
Yeah, but just let us know.
No. Okay.
Yes,
And then
that the doctor has not arrived yet, so we know how to time it. We know
Right.
to gauge ourselves.
Right. So you come and that happen. You pick up you take the dead, bring it to the funeral home.
Yes, we do the removal.
Right.
But remember, I said that's if the person was seeing a doctor and being treated for a condition.
Right.
Because that's very important. People think that the person signing the medical certificate is the person the doctor that come and pronounce the person dead. No.
Well, I didn't know that. It's a
Right.
different person that pronounced it.
The person that's signing the medical certificate have to be that doctor that was treating you and know, okay, well, you were dealing with diabetes or you had cancer, so they're able to sign off and say, this is the cause of death.
Right. But if they do not have a medical condition, what
If
happens?
they had no, that's when you call the police. It is treated as a sudden death and you must inform the police.
So the police wouldn't be involved in the first one.
No, because this person had a history, a medical history.
Right.
They have a doctor who know what
The
they were
cause of
sick
death.
with
Cause of
and
death.
would be able to sign to say this is the cause
I
of
did
death.
not know that, I'm
And that
sure.
doctor
Yeah.
must have seen them within the last 3 months,
3 months,
or
yeah.
so.
I'm sure a lot of us shaking our head because I did not know,
Yes.
know that. So one having a precondition means that your medical doctor come and pronounce you
Right.
dead.
Right.
If they do not have a precondition and they die,
We
you
call
then
the
have to
district-
call the police.
You must call the police.
You must call the
It is
police.
it is treated as a sudden death, so the police would come in, right? And then the funeral home comes and we do the removal. But the police is going to order an autopsy so we can establish the cause of death.
Right. So autopsy goes with the one who dies certain.
Yes.
That without a condition.
Yes.
Right.
So that's why calling the police is important.
Okay. So when the person they dead arrive in your facility, what happens after that? What are the procedures to follow?
If the death certificate is not yet attained, we will put the body in the refrigerator,
Take the medical certificate.
the body is stored until we obtain that. Because if we go and embalm the body before, and they want an autopsy for some reason, we we don't want to engage in that. So we put the body away, and when we reach next morning, we get the papers accordingly, and then we have the body embalmed.
So you do not embalm until
Yes. If we do a removal from the hospital, again, that's slightly different because with the hospital, they would give us what is called a notification of death slip that would give us the conditions that the person was admitted having. And they would say clearly if an autopsy is requested, yes or no. There's a line on it, autopsy requested.
Right.
If it says no, it means we can go ahead and embalm. If it says yes, then we would wait for the pathologist from the hospital to come to do the autopsy.
Okay. What's the longest you had to wait for an autopsy to be done?
We don't normally
Couple
wait
days.
very long
Couple days.
because we have it scheduled. So at our facility, it is done on Tuesdays and on Fridays.
Okay, that's when,
At the other funeral homes, they have other days.
Other days,
So
yeah.
we know our days.
Okay.
If it's something to do with a murder or something, they may do it earlier, sooner,
right.
because they're waiting to charge somebody or something like that. So the pathologist would let us know, but they use our facility to do the autopsy
Right here.
because the hospital does not have a mortuary.
How much? Right. What's the longest you had to keep a death?
I think we've done probably about 4 months since I've been here.
I did 6 months already.
6
Yeah.
months.
Since I've been here,
Since
was
it
about 4 months.
Okay, so sometimes you could keep it for that long. But is that the request of the family, or have there issues to be resolved?
This used to be resolved. This used to be
We tell
resolved.
families that we hold the body for 1 month and there's no additional charge. It's just a flat charge for us
Yeah.
holding the body
That's
for 1
something-
month. Outside of month, you would incur additional charges.
Okay, so for 1 month,
Yes,
there
there's-
is a flat charge.
Yeah.
Yes.
Outside of that month, therefore,
Yes.
you would have to pay
Yes.
additional charge.
Yes, because it's a number of things. We don't really recommend it for families because the embalming only slows down the deterioration of the body, does not stop it. So
Right.
you don't really want to see your loved one looking.
Well, dehydration
Yeah.
comes into that body because it's so hot.
Right.
So we have them in air condition, but air condition could also dehydrate the body.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. You ever stay in a air conditioned room and your skin feel dry?
Yes.
Yes.
You cream it and
Yeah,
stuff.
yes.
Yeah. So it can work for you and it can work against you
Oh, in the same way.
in the same way. So you have to have that room in a special temperature.
Okay,
right?
fix.
Fix, yeah. Fix the,
How many staff you have?
15 right now.
15 staff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm overworked.
Now, is there anything I missed that you would like to
Yes,
to say?
I want to let Grenadians know 2 major things that we have done in this funeral business. When COVID hit Grenada, right, we as an institution, if I may say that, we took a look at the burden, the financial burden people would have had to face to bury 100 bodies. Because let's put it this way, we didn't really get no big assistance from the government, right? The Grenadians didn't get no big assistance. But we came up with what we call a COVID coffin. Cheap, but decent looking. It was really reasonable, but it was easy to bury a COVID body because we were not going to sell you a $2,500 box or a $5,000 box unless you really want it.
Right.
Okay? But for the COVID coffins, there was nicely varnished on the outside, but it was little on the inside. Basic. Okay? So we came up with that coffin to ease the burden of people having to dip in their pockets at such a crucial time in life. Mm-hmm. Another thing we did, we did a reduction on our profit to make sure that people do not struggle to pay their bill.
Wow.
That's 2 significant things I wanted to tell you about, because those 2 things, I think it was significant at the time, because we knew people were struggling. We saw the struggle. People come in and say, we have no money to bury our dead. And what package can you offer us? And some of them was like, oh, I thought there was going to be more.
Right.
I said, no. We have structured this to suit you, and here you are, here's your bill. And some of them will pay right away and go.
I did not know that. And I'm sure a lot of Grenadians did not know that.
Don't know that. Instead of making our normal profit, we have reduced it, right? And it has worked out fine for Grenadians to take the burden off of them. That's the main thing we did it for.
But thank you. I did not
take
know
the
that.
burden off of Grenadians.
Thank you on behalf of all of us, because it was quite a challenge. I know for a lot of people
It was a challenge. We knew that.
But
We were seeing it.
as you're saying that now, I never heard anybody complain about the price that you gave of the. You didn't hear that. That wasn't a big. That wasn't a discussion
After
at all.
COVID, everything went up, and we came down with our profit. We
Because
came down
that's
with
when
it.
the shipping industry
Went to, yeah.
Yes, and
Talk about-
the freight and everything went up, so people were increasing their prices. But instead of that, we, as he said, cut into our profits to ensure that our prices remain the same way for our caskets and coffins.
Wow, that's really commendable of you. Thank you. No, because it is important, because sometimes we miss those things.
Yes.
And what businesses do or try to help. And during COVID was difficult. I
Yes.
mean, and then after the pandemic, with shipping costs went up tremendously.
was, yeah.
And therefore, you then did something to balance that off. That
To balance
persons
it
can
off,
bury
yes.
the debt, which is an important part of our daily lives.
Yes.
It is important. But thank you. Thank you.
I thought Mr. Bailey was going to mention our support for the Carlton House.
Oh, you go ahead. You talk about it.
Yes. So, again, just to say we would have contributed, because that is something that I am very passionate about. I really believe that the government needs to do something in terms of rebuilding a facility for drug abuse, a rehabilitation center. So we have contributed, I think last year we did about $10,000 to Cooperative Bank, because they have this program, the Pump It Up, whereby they raise funds
Right.
that they're holding for that facility whenever government decides to do it. So that was one of our charity that we did last year.
That's good.
Yes.
That's good. So, as you said, because government really need to do this. I mean, I'm speaking now from the pastoral
Yes,
point of
because
view.
we know it
yeah.
has been said that Grenada is maybe number
Alcohol-
one in the Caribbean
the
for
highest in alcohol
and
consumption.
and that being the case, we really do need.
Yeah.
No, we have to do it, and I do hope this government puts
Yes.
some effort again, because the land is available, the
Yes,
land where it
yes.
were.
Yes, the land is there.
So it is a matter of building it. Maybe I need to find out why. Maybe I need to ask
Yeah,
the
we
minister
need
why.
to do
The land was donated by Morris Bishop family.
Okay, to do it. So it's something that needs to do. But thank you. I mean, you are doing quite a lot as a funeral home. We didn't know.
Yes. For our future goals, and a crematorium.
Yes, the crematorium is on the table. Karakou is on the table.
Yes.
All those discussions
We have
are
some
being held.
short-term and long-term goals. Those two we would mention. Look, we are looking at Karakou because we know customers there. We know the benefit of competition.
Right.
And right now there's only one funeral home there. The customer could only benefit once there's competition, because it means you get lower prices and you get quality products. For us here, we are looking at getting land somewhere that we can do our crematorium. And
Actually, the crematorium, the former government has approved 100% concession on everything, which was given to the other funeral home. So it was only fair to give it to us.
Right.
We got all those things organized already. So once we are looking at some lands, I must say we are in the process of looking at some lands. We bought a piece of land to do it already, but we thought it, in long term, it wasn't going to be effective as what we want to look at now.
Right.
So we have held off on that. But we want to do something nice where we could have a chapel, a proper chapel, and have nice services, and have a nice state-of-the-art crematorium.
Right.
Because the unit that we are getting is green. When it's a green unit, it will do everything green and not put anything into the atmosphere, emissions that will that will harm it.
Okay.
So I can put it in town,
Right.
next to a house.
And it'll be fine.
It'll be
yes,
fine.
but
Right.
we would look for something, we want to create an environment.
a nice
yes.
space.
So when you
Nice
go
space.
there, it's serene, you feel at peace, that kind of atmosphere. Yeah, that's what we're looking to achieve.
That feels good.
Yeah.
Just to talking about it feels
And
good.
why a crematorium? because not only is it the way we are going in terms of more and more people are readily willing to cremate their bodies or have their bodies cremated, but the challenge for us in the funeral business is for space in the cemeteries.
Because we run out of space.
We're running out of space. Again, there are no new cemeteries. The government has not identified anywhere that we could turn into a cemetery, and Grandans is a Catholic cemetery. Tong has been full for a while. I think we more in Wilberforce now. Center Cemetery is full, and we're getting more and more. Space is a challenge.
Let me ask this question. So, where do we have what you call public cemetery and what you call private, owned by a church or an entity? Could you give us a bit of education as you know about that? Because I don't even know.
There are not many of those. We have some cemeteries in Grenada owned by the Catholic Church and Anglican Church.
Right.
St. David's.
Right? We have
Well, it's starting Grandans.
in Granans there is the Catholic
The
Church.
Catholic, right.
A lot of people think that's a public cemetery. It's not. It's owned by Blessed Sacrament
You
Parish.
have in St. David's.
Right? St. David's have two. Behind the police station, the cemetery there is divided in three pieces. The Anglican Church is first, and then the public is to the back. Soteres has the Anglican Churchyard Cemetery, and St. Patrick's has the one too. So there's not many, but
And Tong.
Tongue is all public.
Okay, Tong is all.
Tongue is all public, but it's full.
And St. Andrews.
Granbar, that's public.
That's public.
Yes.
Okay. So
All
those
that's public.
Granbar and St. George's are public.
Public cemeteries. Mali is public.
Okay.
Mali is public. Tivoli Cemetery is also public. Carrier is public. Carrier Cemetery is public. There's one or two of them.
Douglaston.
Douglaston is also public.
Douglaston is public too.
Yes.
Power Park.
Power Park is public.
Okay. But most of these cemeteries are full.
A lot of them.
Yeah,
Monterey.
because remember also, there are people who are doing tombs.
Right.
If you do a grave, at least after a number of years,
You
you
can.
can reuse. But with a tomb, it's a fixed fixture.
It's a fixed thing.
Unless you go down in the ground
So
6 feet and start to come up, you can get 3 spots in the ground right there.
Okay, 3 in the ground and 3
Yes,
above.
and
Okay.
3 above, yeah. You can-
Okay, so there is a need for public cemetery space.
There's
Yes.
need for a cemetery space? No.
Okay, so it's something the government needs to look at.
yes,
But the generation that's coming up now, they're the quick what they call a millennium.
microwave generation.
Microwave generation. And that's all they want to do is cremate bodies.
They would be more prone to cremate
Cremation.
Okay.
than we were.
But they don't
Yeah.
want to, they're not going, you
Yes,
even notice,
because we grew up going to the cemetery,
Right.
All Saints, and
Right.
visit and
Right.
that sort of thing. But they won't be doing that.
No, because you don't see much
They
of
ain't
that.
turning
isn't
back.
it?
Yeah, they won't turn back to say, okay.
Okay. So cremation. So the route you're going of setting
we
up. the
want to
cremation-
have all services available for whoever want either or.
Right. Right.
So whether it be cremation, traditional burial,
Or sea burial.
Or sea
But
burial.
now sea
Oh,
burial.
you do see burial.
We do
too.
sea burial,
sea
but
burial
now,
as well.
if we're going to do a sea burial, we have to bring everything into the Ministry of Health to get approval.
yes.
Okay. Before you didn't
Before
have to.
that didn't happen before.
Okay. Now it's a new.
We have been written to by the Ministry of Health, and that is something on the table.
Okay. Okay.
Right? Yeah.
Well, I tell you, I was educated. I must say, Mr. and Mrs. Bailey, and I'm sure the rest of Grenada will be or is educated on what you have shared. It's just the information about the history, then the services that you offer, and just in telling us where you're going. You know, the future, I think, has been helpful. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank you for the sponsorship of this program that we're on, because you have been very helpful to help us to keeping the program on the air, and we appreciate it a whole lot. It means a whole lot to me and the program that we do and the St. George's Baptist Church. Now, as we close, I leave the final word to both of you. I know who want to go first.
I would just like to say to the person listening, if you have any questions or surrounding death, or if you have someone who has passed, you can always contact us on 440-2558 or 409-9548. Any questions at all, just give us a call, or you could come in and talk to us.
Please repeat those numbers a bit slower.
Sale pitch. And let's go. Come on.
440-2558 or 409-9548.
And the people who live in the US who may want to send an email.
otwaybailey@gmail.com.
Okay. And do you have a Facebook page or
Yeah, we have that.
Yes, we do have a Facebook page. We also have a website.
Okay, so and so they both can go
Yes.
go there. All right.
Actually, if you go on the website on any one of those Google and you type Bailey's Funeral Home, you'll see a whole set of Bailey's Funeral Home come up. So just choose the one that says Grenada.
Oh, there's a lot of Bailey's Funeral Home across the world.
There's a lot of Bailey's across the world. A couple months ago, a Bailey's Funeral Home out of Florida sent us a body. And, we'll say, I made a joke of it. I said, yes, this is Clinton Bailey from Bailey's Funeral Home. And they were like, well, I'm calling from Bailey's Funeral Home. And it was a kind of joke between the person and I. But I just want to say everybody should be safe. I know everybody's, it's a cocky joke. Everybody's dying to get out of here. But please live well and enjoy life and pray to God that He will guide you through the rest of your life.
Yes, the cocky joke, and we're the last one to let you down.
Oh boy, you heard it there. Thank you so much, Karen Bailey and Clinton Bailey, the part owners, because it's you and your brothers of Bailey's Funeral Home. And because I was saying it wrong. I remember saying Bailey's Funeral, something I was saying wrong, and then
you were stuck on Otway Bailey.
Oh, Otway Bailey Funeral, that's what we do, right? But it's just Bailey's Funeral Home. And I want to thank the both of you. I want to thank your institution for the time you spent here and being so open with me and my listeners and talking about a little bit about your business, but also your life, how you met, Clinton, you met. And just the sharing and the thoughts, and then to give us the information on what we need to do when someone dies. That I think was important to many people because we do not know what to do. So thank you so much. Thank you, listeners, for listening. And I am happy and delighted for the opportunity to have shared the information with you from Bailey's Funeral Home with Mr. and Mrs. Bailey. You have a beautiful, wonderful week. Join me next week at the same time. We do it all over again. You do not know who we will be speaking to, but I look forward to speaking to somebody very interesting. Bye-bye. I'm Stanford Simon. Thank you so much for listening.
At Bailey's Funeral Home, we understand the pain and grief you experience when you suffer the loss of a loved one. For years, we have helped thousands of families get through that difficult time by providing professional funeral services to meet their unique needs. Whether your choice is cremation or burial, call us or come into our new facility on the Carenage and meet with our arrangers in a spacious and comfortable environment. Choose from a wide variety of quality coffins and caskets with prices from as low as $1,900. At Bailey's Funeral Home, we believe that no one should feel overwhelmed and anxious about funeral expenses. So when it's time to plan a funeral, join a burial society or make pre-arrangements when service and cost matters. Call Bailey's Funeral Home at 440-2558 or visit us at baileysfuneralhome.org. Bailey's Funeral Home, still providing the perfect tribute any family can afford.
when your legs don't work like they used to before, and I can't sweep you off of your feet. Will your mouth still remember the taste of my love? Will your eyes still smile from your cheeks? Darling, I will be loving you till we're 70. And baby, my heart could still fall as hard at 23. And I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways. Maybe just the touch of a hand. Well, me, I fall in love with you every single day, and I just wanna tell you I am. So honey, now take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud, maybe we found love right where we are. When my hair's all but gone and my memory fades, and the crowds don't remember my name, when my hands don't play the strings the same way, I know you will still love me the same. 'Cause honey, your soul could never grow old, it's evergreen. And baby, your smile's forever in my mind and memory. I'm thinking about how people fall in love in mysterious ways, and maybe it's all part of a plan. Well, I'll just keep on making the same mistakes, hoping that you'll understand. But baby, now take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud that maybe we found love right where we are. So baby, now take me into your loving arms. Kiss me under the light of 1,000 stars. Oh darling, place your head on my beating heart. I'm thinking out loud that maybe we found love right where we are. Well, maybe we found love right where we are, and we found love right where we are.
Thinking out loud, we found love right where we are. It is the beautiful word of love. Even though I'm 70, will you still love me? With my beating heart right on your chest, listening to every sound. I want to hear it. I want you to know that I love you, for all the beautiful words you have said to me when we first fell in love. 2 years on, 3 years on, 5 years on, 10 years on, 20 years on. Do you still love me that much? Listen to what Jack Q had to say about that. It is unique, but listen to the word of the man himself who speaks to the art of love.
What will I do without your smart mouth? Drawing me in and you're kicking me out. Got my head spinning, no kidding. I can't pin you down. What's going on in your beautiful mind? I'm on your magical mystery ride. And I'm so dizzy, don't know what it is, but I'll be alright. My head's on the water, but I'm breathing fine. You're crazy and I'm out of my mind. 'Cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. Give your all to me, I'll give my all to you. You're my end and my beginning. Even when I lose, I'm winning. 'Cause I give you all of me, yeah. Whoa. You give me all of you, yeah. How many times do I have to tell? Even when you're crying, you're beautiful too. The world is beating you down and around to every mood. You're my downfall, you're my muse, my worst distraction, my rhythm and blues. I can't stop singing, it's ringing in my head for you. My head's underwater, but I'm breathing fine. You're crazy and I'm out of my mind. 'Cause all of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. Give your all to me, I'll give my all to you. You're my end and my beginning. Even when I lose, I'm winning. I'll give you all of me, girl. Yes, you give me all of you. Yeah, give me all of you. Cards on the table, both showing cards, risking it all, although it's hard. All of me loves all of you. Love your curves and all your edges, all your perfect imperfections. Give your all to me, give my all to you. You're my end and my beginning. Even when I lose, I'm winning. I give you all of me, yeah. You give me all of you. Ooh, girl, yeah. I give you all of me. Ooh, baby. You give me all of you.
Oh, Jack, you there. Give me all of you. If I would stay with you until I'm 70, you better give me all of you. You better decide now that I'm going to be with you. You know, when you're married to someone and give yourself to them, you give yourself to them for life. There are those of you who said, I would never let you go. I would go to the deepest ocean, into the farthest star. I would stay with you all my life until the trouble come, until the problems come, until something the person do that somehow the stars in the deep sea have disappeared and you no longer want to be their sole provider. You no longer want to be there for them. You begin to hold the money in your pocket. You begin to stay out late. You begin to not be the person there for them anymore. You're not listening anymore. Maybe you need to take a good internal look and look back. Turn the clock back. You may find some words that you may need to comfort you and get you back to thinking, baby, I promise you that I'll be there for you and be your sole provider. And here I am. But listen to what Omen Baker said about being the sole provider.
Yeah, one look in your eyes and I know you're mine, girl. One look in your eyes and I know you're mine. Yeah, here and now, and I promise to love faithfully. Oh baby, you're all I need. Here and now, and I promise to love faithfully. Your love is all I need. Yeah, I need. Me girl, me have you and me on your feet, so I'm just like a comforter. No worry about your bread, me girl, because you know it done butter. And in the street, I'm not like some boy who make them tongue stutter. And the least thing in them box you down and tool them run over. I'm not the type to fuss and cuss and go fight, yo. Right now you like because me ready for highlights, yo. In my life you are the main attraction. Me say you are the one. Here and now, and I promise to love faithfully. Oh baby, you're all I need. Here and now, and I promise to love faithfully. Your love is all I need. Yeah, believe me. Yeah, alright. You wanna see when me and me girl a was locked tight like dirt and flowers in a vase. Sweat a run, water flow like Niagara Falls. This a sitting ya really couldn't fall. Y'all, me say me love it when we rubber dubbing. People see this can be undercover loving. Yes, we move mountains with faith. We a come from far and know we great here and now. And I promise to love faithfully. You're all I need. Here and now, and I promise to love faithfully. Your love is all I need. Here and now, and I promise to love faithfully. Oh baby, you're all I need. Here and now.
This is Pastor Stanford Simon for the Young at Heart. From 12 all the way up to 90. You are welcome. Challenging topics, hot debates, interesting things that you can learn from. The Bible says, young men, I call you because you are strong. Make this your one and only first choice. Make this your last stop.
Yeah. The right girl, but you do her wrong.
Yeah. Oh. No. Well, you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. And you let her go. Yes. Shouldn't let her go. Now you're staring at the bottom of your glass, hoping one day you make a dream last. But dreams come slow and they go so fast. Yes. And now you see her when you close your eyes. Maybe one day you'll understand why everything you touch surely dies. But you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you love her when you let her go. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. Shouldn't let her go. And now you're staring at the ceiling in the dark. Same old empty feeling in your heart. Cause love comes slow and it goes so fast. And now you see her when you fall asleep. Never to touch and never to keep. Cause you loved her too much, you dive too deep. Yes. But you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Oh yes. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. I tell you, I tell you, I tell you, I tell you, and you let her go. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Tell you, I tell you, I tell you, I tell you. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. Well, you only need the light when it's burning low. Only miss the sun when it starts to snow. Only know you love her when you let her go. Oh yes. Only know you've been high when you're feeling low. Only hate the road when you're missing home. Only know you love her when you let her go. Shouldn't let her go.
Oh yes, you only miss your lover when she's no longer there, when he's no longer there. You're saying all kind of things about them. Why don't you just leave me alone? When they do leave now, you miss them. You want them to come back. You hurt inside. And there's some you just have to let go and let go. In other words, they just have to go. And that's the only how you're really going to miss them and wondering, well, yeah, what are they doing? You only miss the water when the well run dry, when there's no longer water there. And there are those of you listening to me right now, you're hurting so bad for that woman in your life or that man that used to be in your life. You know, in the same way, think about it, deep inside there is a hunger for God. And when he's not there in your life, you feel empty. For those of you who are backslidden, no longer have a relationship with God. And when you're hungry, you know who to pray to and talk to. And somehow there is a hunger in you for God. Nothing can fill it. Money, sex, love, wealth, power, friends, parties, it just cannot fill it. And no matter what you do, it is there within you, hurting terribly, terribly bad. And only how you can fulfill that deep hunger, that emptiness in you, it is to find God, Jehovah. He is I am that I am. He's the great God of heaven and earth. He said, come unto me, all he who are burdened and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest. That's the God I serve. I want to introduce you to him. Listen to this song as I conclude this time with you. Yes, it is his love he has given to you and I. And this will be followed by today's sermon. Be blessed as we continue right here on this station. It's all about a relationship with God or with man or that woman you have in your life.
Anything you want, just call on me. I got a big bright smile, but my days are dark. Hungry till I can barely walk. Oh, don't watch the look on my face. No, don't have no food and my cupboard's dry. Only God knows how I get by. Oh, don't watch the look on my face. No, she's the sweetest thing that you've ever seen. Selling her body wasn't in her dreams, no. Don't watch the look on her face, no. No, because we have a pleasant look. If you don't know the story, don't judge the book. Please don't. No, watch the look on my face, no. Even though I smile, it is only for a while. My tears could fill the river Nile, but I sweep my troubles underneath my pride. Yes, I'm gonna smile, though it's only for a while. Till my worries subside, I will sweep my troubles underneath my pride. Tell me Jah won't leave you for an inch. Anything you want, just call on him. I say, Lord, tell me friend, you are look to him. He will never ever leave you. Because you think everything cool, show me look polite. Nothing no good, nothing done right, no. Don't watch the look on my face. So when you feel like stuck, just don't give up. You have a life, so just go and look up. Jah Lord knows the look on my face. So while I smile, my heart cries. No one knows the pain I feel inside. Please don't watch the look on my face. No, even though I smile, it is only for a while. Tears could fill the river Nile, but I keep my troubles underneath my pride. Yes, I'm gonna smile, though it's only for a while. Till my worries subside, I will sweep my troubles underneath my pride. Tell me Jah won't leave you for an inch. Anything you want, just call on him. I say, tell me friend, you want look to him. He will never leave you till you take off it. No, oh never. Oh, never. Oh, yeah. Don't watch the look on my face. Never, no, never, ever. Don't you ever. Don't you judge me by the look on my face. No, even though I smile, it is only for a while. My tears could fill the river Nile, but I sweep my troubles underneath my pride. Yes, I'm gonna smile, though it's only for a while.
Welcome. We're so glad you've joined our online congregation today for this message from Pastor Stanford Simon of the Christian Services Corporation. If you don't currently have a church home, we truly encourage you to find and plant roots in a Bible-believing church in your local community. And for more resources to help strengthen your daily walk with God, you can find Pastor Simon's library of sermons on demand at sgbcgrenada.com. Now, let's join Pastor Simon for today's sermon.
This is the conclusion of the sermon entitled The Will of God versus My Will. The passage of scripture was taken from the book of Romans, reading from verse 1. Also take into account the children of Israel and Joshua. Be blessed as you listen.
Choose for yourself this day whom you will serve. Whether the God which your fathers served that were on the other side of the river, or the gods of the Amorites, in whose land you dwell. But as for me and my house, we will serve the Lord. As for me, you have to choose. You have to decide who you're going to serve. You have to decide who you have a relationship with. Nobody can decide that for you. Your mother can decide that for you. Your father can. Your religion cannot decide that for you. And for those of you who are in some particular religion, and you are thinking, because I belong to this particular religion, I am saved and sanctified, you lie. That's a lie from the pit of hell. Because no religion could save you. What saves you is a relationship with God. So whether you're Baptist, Pentecostal, Berean, Seventh-day Adventist, Anglican, it doesn't matter who, it is a relationship with God who and will save you. You have to understand that you must come to Christ and surrender to Him. Jesus must be Lord and Master of your life. You must confess with your mouth, believe in your heart that Jesus Christ is Lord, and build a personal relationship with Him. And that comes from within. He said, choose this day whom you will serve. Who are you serving? The will of God or your will? Where are you heading? There are many of you now who are heading down a bad road. You're going down your will, your way. This is what I want. I don't care what nobody say. This is what I want. Well, when you end up with what I want, then don't come and tell me. Talk to God. When you end up where I want to go to God, realize that you put yourself in that. Because, listen, God has given us the warning signs, you know. The warning signs along the way. But again, when we are set in our way, we become destructive. When our minds are made up of what we want for ourselves, forgetting what God wants, there is one destination, it's destruction. No matter what way or angle you put it, you cannot survive outside of God's will in the way you think you will survive. The will of God versus my will. Joshua is saying he would not conform to the way of man, but he would choose to be transformed. Thank God that transformation starts from within. Transformation starts not outside. Look, I could look pretty. I could look nice. I could look handsome. But inside I'm empty. Empty vessel. My grandmother say, make the most noise. And there are a lot of people who make a lot of noise about God, but they have no substance. There are a lot of people who come into church and they put up this face, or they have so much substance, but inside they are empty. Joshua understood that he must demonstrate the power of living for God with his family. Not just him, but with his family. That we men, help us, God help us. We men are not leading our homes. We're not leading our families. The women are, and then we get in vexed. When they take decisions, we come and say, we vex. But you don't want to take the decision. You're renting. They say, hey, sweetheart, let's buy a land. Well, we ain't ready yet. We ain't had the money. But she been saving without you knowing to get the land, you know. She ready to buy the land, but you ain't ready. She tell you once, she tell you twice, you ain't listening. Then she go and she negotiate and she buy the land. She didn't tell you nothing, and then one day you find out she buy the land. You vex. But what you vex for? You should have tell me, well, I tell you, let's buy it. But you wasn't interested in buying it. She took the initiative to do it. But you're not willing to help along the way. Our men in our society, especially in a Caribbean context, we are a bunch of people who just sit and wait for something to happen. There are a lot of good men, and don't put me out of that. There are a lot of good, strong, good men who provide good leadership for their home and their family. But there's so many of us are doing the wrong things. Where most of our homes are single parents. She has to be mother and father. And she come to the church and she begin to do what she believed God asked her to do. And sometimes we as ministers don't even see the power of women in our church. 60, 70, 80% of our church, in some cases 90% of the church is women. And then you say the women can't lead. Women can't do this. Women can't do that. Well, I had to say to our pastor the last time. I said, you know what? All the women should stay home on Sunday. Very little happening in the church, you know. Very little. Because you know why? Because if 80% is women, the activities in the church are driven by women. They act responsible and they think ahead. But the uniqueness, they're still willing to follow. But the problem is we are not leading. It's not they're not willing to follow. It is just that they need looking for a leader. The woman want a leader in her life. And if you show leadership, she would follow. But if you're leading, she would lead. You will have to follow. And then you want to blame her? What is God's will? God's will is for the man to lead. But the man not taking up leadership. So we have a crisis. We have a crisis in our hand that we must understand that God's will is always right. But there goes our will, my will, then put us in trouble. You know why the society is in trouble? Because there are so many single parents. There are so many children without fathers. There are so many children struggling to make it. They don't have a father figure in their life. They're longing for it, but mommy has to do everything. Is that what God wants? No. Is that what the woman wants? No. But that is the reality of her life, the reality of the society. What is God's will? God's will for us is all about how we learn to choose God's will by learning to restrain our own will. Learning to restrain my will. My will would drive me to want to do something I want to do. Your will drive you to do what you want to do. The thing is that learning to restrain yourself from your will, be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. Ryan, you need to put some more volume on the monitor for me. That it is important for you to understand that God do not want you to stay where you are. God's will is there, but restraining yourself to do God's will than your will. Because the truth about it is the sinful nature in us. We always will be driven to do what? Our will. Our will. Why? Because that in itself is a power play. The power play is to rely on God for God to take us to another level of where we need to go. Why is that so? Jesus demonstrated this transformation of mind and rejection of being conformed to the ways of the world in Scripture. In Luke chapter 22, verse 42, Father, if it is your will, remove this cup from me. Nevertheless, not my will, but your will be done. Not my will, but your will be done. When we seek to do things our way, we will end up in trouble. Jesus here said, although he about to die, he about to lose his life, but what he says, God, let your will be done, not my will. When we see trouble coming, we like to back. When we see criticism coming, we like to keep our distance because we do not want to be criticized. We do not want to be the wrong side of society. I often say that if you do not want to be, especially a preacher or a Christian, if you don't want to be the wrong side of society, then you need not to be a Christian. Because let me tell you something. When you are in the will of God, society would see you that way. Because you would constantly be fighting back and pushing back against the world. Because the world wants you to go their way, to do their thing, to be in their jump up. And the minute time you say, I am not in that jump up. Who you? Like when I put out the statement on Job. Who is Stanford to say that? Well, who is Stanford? A preacher? Who afraid you? Who afraid anybody? And it's the truth. You may not like it. The problem is we do not like the truth. When the truth is spoken, we like to come out and criticize people because we want them to bow and to run. Where are you running? The sea is right there. I can't go far. 113 square miles on this piece of rock. God put me. And you can make me leave. You could criticize me as much as you want, but if I'm doing the will of God, I am satisfied despite the consequences. I may be uneasy sometimes about saying the things I have to say. But you know, for me, when I do what I do and say what I say, and in the will of God, I am fearless. Because it is not my will, but your will be done. God's will against your will. We know that man is made in the image of God. This is one of the things that make us special. We made in the image of God. That's what makes man special. No other animal has this distinction. None. No animal has. None. Not in the world has that distinction. We are unique. We are unique in our creation. We are made in the image of God. The fact that as humans, we have the capacity to make reasoned choices and decisions is also special. We could make reasonable decision. We could make decision that can help us or not help us. Like in the past week in Glasgow, they said if the world temperature rise between 1.5, beyond that, we are in trouble. These leaders met and they make a decision, but not a decision they know that they won't keep. Although they know it's the right thing to do, but when everybody study their pocket and everybody think about how they will be affected, everybody backing back. China and America say, well, they're going to work together to bring it down. But we know there is a Cold War brewing between them. How they're going to work together if they have knife in the South China Sea at each other's throats? We have to make reasonable decisions. Because in making these decisions, we make them with openness of mind and heart because God gave us the capacity to do so. In the magnificence of God, and all that God is, the fact that He made each of us to have the freedom to choose for ourselves how we would live our lives is seen in this one thing. One thing. I cannot understand. If God gave me a free will to choose, He gave me a free will to live my life, why is it that you, as a religious body, going to come to tell me how I should live my life? Because the religion says so. God gave me free will, but you know there are a lot of religion who do not give people a free will. In other words, God created us with a free will, the God of heaven and earth. He created us with a free will to do whatever we want, however we want, but with consequences based on our decision. Then why is it that there are a lot of religion, Brian, who must tell you and tell me how to live your life? There are some religion that you know the person from that religion just by the way they walk. Some of them, you know by them just the way they dress. Some of them, look at their face, you know they're from that denomination. All of them look alike. When you open their mouth to speak, all of them talk alike. There is no different views. They all follow the same protocol. They all are the same. And you should not have a different mindset. You must follow the leader. Well, forget it. The one leader I have is God. He gave me earthly authority I must follow, yes. But there is one leader in my life that is clear and distinctive, is God. And His leadership is above all other leadership. His direction is above all other direction. So, how then, I as a person who have a free will from God, then a religion telling me I must live that way and this way, and a lot of things they're saying, I cannot find it in the Bible. It's man-made. Man-made. Therefore, my life is being dominated by a religion and not a relationship with God. There are many persons who have a religious affiliation, and their life is dominated by religion, but not by a relationship. And you need to know this, that you need to come to grips with that. You are sitting with a transformed life that is not transformed. You transform from being you, a person with a free will, to a religion that tell you you don't have a free will anymore, although God gives you a free will. There are some religions that people are trapped. Why you think Jim Jones had a lot of them in Guyana and killed all of them? Because they feel they didn't have a way out. In the United States years ago, all of them died because they don't think they have a way out. Let me tell you something. If your life is dominated by any religious body and cult, and not having that freedom to choose, that is a cult. If you as an individual do not have the freedom to choose and to live your life, that is a cult. I must have that right to decide if I want to be part of this church or not. I must have the right to differ with this church if I am not. Not to say that I wouldn't stay, but I have a different view. But that's okay. It's okay to have a different view. And if you think your view is too much in conflict, don't stand, make trouble, leave. If you think this thing is no longer working for you, it's time to leave. Don't stand, make trouble. Go outside and make trouble. God's will versus my will. Be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. We have the freedom to make choices for ourselves. In all His wisdom, God knew that if man did not have the free will capacity to make his own choices, man would be no more than any other animal. So we are special in that way. If we didn't have that free, we would have been no different than the cow and the sheep and the goat. But God give us that free will that make us very special. You and I are very, very special and unique to God. You have the right to do what you want with your life. You could do whatever you want with your life. But keep in mind, it have consequences. You could decide that you're not serving God. You don't want to have a relationship with God. I don't want this church thing. I don't want this Jesus Christ. I don't want this Bible. That's your choice. But it have consequences. I do not want my children to grow up religion. I don't want them to know this God and Jesus Christ. But it have consequences. I'm not sending my children to church and being indoctrinated by this Jesus thing. But it have consequences. I am not reading my Bible and associating with these hypocrites down there, but it have consequences. I am not getting involved in church work. I am doing my own thing, but it have consequences. In other words, your free choice and free will have consequences both sides. These are good consequences or bad consequences. But you have to make that decision. I cannot make that for you. There are some of you right now who know you need to give your life to Christ. You know that. And for a while, you have been struggling with it. The will of God is for you to surrender to Him. But God won't force you to surrender to Him. That's the beauty about Him, you know. He may create drama in your life that draw you closer to Him. He may take you through some trials and some difficulties that draw you closer to Him. But He will not force you. He may force your hand, but He wouldn't force you. He may put you in a position where you have to choose God or the devil, but He wouldn't force you. You still have a choice. And when He went to Job, when the devil went to God and talked about Job, Job had a choice. His wife said to Job, why you don't curse God and die? For she's studying the nice glamour and the riches and how she was living she life. Now she husband in sackcloth and ashes with sore all over his body is sitting in the gate and people passing and scorning him. Job say, I am prepared to lose everything but God. But God. And I am saying to you, I am prepared. Stanford Simon is prepared to lose everything but God. But you have to be prepared for that. You have to be prepared to make the hard decision when it comes. Years ago, a man called me, say, Pastor Simon, say, I have a deal for you. I said, a deal for me? Let me hear it come. He had a deal with a project that way I could make an easy $300,000. But it was wrong. And I said to him, it's a nice deal, but that deal is not for me. I am not interested. You see, we as believers have to reach a point where we make these choices. Even when it looks good, even when it feels good, even when we are in a position where we could make the decision to hurt ourselves, we have to know that when we make it, there are consequences. And sometimes the consequences is not easy. You think I've made decisions at times where I regret that the consequences have been severe? Yes. But I have learned from the mistakes. But free will does not come freely. Have a cost. Jesus knew this when He said, not my will, but thy will be done. In this simple statement, Jesus demonstrated three things about free will that man must come to know. Must come to know. First, true free will is first restrained rather than proclaimed. True free will is restrained than proclaimed. In other words, you have to understand that your free will, you have to restrain it because of your desires. Because of your desires, you have to restrain it. You can't proclaim if you're not willing to restrain. There are things in you, although you have a free will, you have to restrain your free will and manage it. Not because you have a free will, you could do as you want and do as you feel. It's my life. Nobody could tell me what to do. Well, that's true. But nobody could tell you when you're facing the consequences what to do, but you just come crying. Pray for me. Pray for me. Why? Because you say you have the freedom to do it, but the consequences we never liked when it's not in our favor. Jesus recognized that he needs to restrain the desires of his flesh to live in dominion over his spirit. He needs to restrain the flesh. He wanted to live in obedience to God. When it comes to free will, Jesus knew God is more greatly glorified by what we restrained ourselves from doing rather than by what we permit ourselves to do. We restrain by those restrain ourselves by what we permitted to do it, but didn't mean it is right to do. If we truly want to have free will as God intended, we must learn to restrain ourselves and passion more than to express our will. We must learn to restrain ourselves and our passion from doing the things that we want to do, because if we continue to do it, we would burn away. We would burn away. The church is suffering from a lot of burn away Christians. They feel they could do what they want, how they want, and when they want. The grace of God is sufficient, but that also have consequences. The grace of God is sufficient, but it also have consequences going against God's will. So let me tell you, the second thing is Jesus was talking about here. Free will come to the spirit rather than the flesh. Jesus also knew that his flesh was weak. He knew that. He knew that as I'm 100% man, 100% man, 100% God. And he knew that why do you think he was tempted? He was tempted because he was a man in the flesh. And the devil knew that. Throw yourself down, the angels would hold you up. Turn this stone into bread. He was tempted to do things that in reality he would suffer the consequences if he do it. But he knew the painful experience for him was dying on the cross. It was sweeter and easier to do the things of the world, but harder to do the things of God. But he chose to do the things of God. What happened then? If we truly want to have free will as God intended, we must learn that free will is the heart of the Spirit of God in us more than it is the attribute of our humanity. That which holds us together, that free will that brings us into a place of uniqueness. Our humanity is who we are. We cannot run away from. That's who we are. I have to accept I'm a sinner saved by grace. But I also have the free will of God to choose. I must learn to choose. Thirdly, free will given to God's will for us. Jesus knew that he could not trust his desires or his will. He couldn't. He knew that he wanted. Be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Your mind cannot be renewed if you're not designed to hold your will at bay. Your mind must be transformed to think differently, to be different. You cannot be where you are and go with God. Some of you need to give up the things you're doing now and say, God, I am ready to do your will. Because you're going to suffer. When we will ourselves back to God, He blesses us with His wisdom and insight, which enable us to live victorious lives first in the Spirit and manifested in our ability to have dominion over the flesh. When I will myself to God, God take possession of my life. I am dominated by Him. He controls my life. If God is not controlling my life, that means my free will gives me, I am controlling my life. Therefore, I face the consequences of my free will. You can do whatever you want, but we have consequences. So what God's will for us is, as I conclude, it is most visible and accurately expressed in this statement. Be not conformed to this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. For when we learn to transform ourselves to think as God wants us to think, then we will act as God wants us to act. Proverbs chapter 23 verse 7 says, for as he thinketh in his heart, what? So is he. For as he thinks in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink, he said to you, but his heart is not with you. I'm saying to you, listen, I can come to you and say, eat and drink, Brian. Let's have a fed up, but I want to get drunk to take your life. I want to get drunk to make you confess. Let's go and lime. There's a nice lime out there. Let's go because I set you up. As far as he think in his heart, so is he. Eat and drink with me, but in the background, I want to stab you in the back. That's what the devil wants to do to you. God would never have us or ask us or cause us to do something, to pursue something, to say something, to build something, to destroy something, to do anything that would not ultimately be to his glory and honor. This then is God's will for us. To restrain ourselves from choosing our will, and to glorify him by choosing his will instead of our will, our way for our lives. Stop. He wants you to choose his will. What is God's will for your life? I don't know. But I know one thing. He wants you to follow him. There are things in your life that you're doing now that is not of the will of God. There are things that you are entrapped with that you know is wrong. You know it's not the right thing to do. You know that's not the right direction. In your heart, you know, although you're doing it, but in your heart, you know you are heading down the wrong road. It's time to stop and choose. God's will or your will. It is your life. You could do as you want, as you please. But I'm saying to you, that is your choice to make your will God's will, and your life will be okay, despite it may be hard and difficult. Church, I don't know about you, but I want to follow God's will. I want to be in God's will. And there are many persons who today are not in God's will. They are in their own will, and it's time to change. Bow your heads with me. Father, I'm grateful, thankful for your word. I don't know about what other people want, but I know what you want. You want, Lord, to take us and mold us and shape us. Lord, it's a new beginning. Even as we open ourselves to the possibility, God, of the future, the fear of the unknown. Lord, there's somebody here today who want to know you, who want to give up their will and follow your will. I pray now, God, that your Holy Spirit would minister to them. Father, in the name of Jesus, I just pray you declare your word over their lives and their heart. In Jesus' precious name. Amen.
For this message from Pastor Stanford Simon of the Christian Services Corporation, If you're starting a new walk with Christ today, don't walk alone. Find a Bible-believing church and a community that can help to encourage and strengthen your walk with Christ. We truly believe that no one should be left behind, and we're overjoyed that you have joined the family of God. Thank you for joining us today. Make sure to tune in again next week at this same time. Be blessed.
Ẹni tó bá rokú kàn mí, bá mi lẹ́jọ́. I get back in home. I know they walk alone. Ẹni tó bá dojú kàn mí, bá mi nílé. Ẹni tó bá rokú kàn mí, bá mi lẹ́jọ́. I get back in home. I know they walk alone. I walk with God the Father, walk with God the Son, I walk with God the Spirit. Three of them join, I get back in home. I know they walk alone. I walk with God the Father, walk with God the Son, I walk with host of angels. All of them join, I get back in home. I know they walk alone. Say, any toba, don't you call me? Abao, ẹni tó bá rokú kàn mí, abao, because I get back in home. I know they walk alone. It's true. Say, ẹni tó bá dojú kàn mí, abao, ẹni tó bá rokú kàn mí, abao, because I get back in home. I know they walk alone. I like this one. Ẹni tó bá robi kàn mí, abao, ẹni tó bá dìtẹ̀ mọ́ mi, abao,
Jesus, my promoter, opening every door. That's what God do. When you understand the will of God and live in the will of God, as I have done, you see some beautiful thing happens in your life. When you go outside of the will of God, you always end up in trouble. I know that. I've lived that. That's what I've learned, to fall and be in the will of God. And that, you see the fruits of the labor being prosperous. And I'm thankful for the opportunity. Thank you so much for being with me today here on Encounter. Thanks to Bailey's Funeral Home, St. George's Baptist Church, Emmanuel Baptist Church, Country Cold Store, and the station for their sponsorship as we continue to work together. And I'm excited about the future. And I've coming up this year, I have in my yard, my Richmond Hill. Looking forward to being with you as I continue to spend time with you. The opportunity to learn, to understand, and to do the best I can, that we all can succeed together. I am Pastor Stanford Simon. Thank you so much for listening and being part of the program today. Thanks to Brother Jimmy Bristol for sharing his thoughts. Also, Dr. Devon Charles, the presentation on financial planning. Next week, we had a second part of a 4-part presentation. And thanks to Mr. Clinton and his wife, Miss Karen Bailey, for sharing with us the thoughts and also information about Bailey's Funeral Home with the history. Really enjoy listening to it. Thank you so much. And they are a sponsor of this program. Go into peace, grace, and mercy of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. Know that there are dream killers out there. They will do everything possible to destroy you or your dreams. Do not allow them to. Oh, yeah, be sure to let go there, do, and be the best you can. Know that I love you, but my God love you far more. God's richest blessings over you and your family. Bye-bye.
Take up your cross and walk with me. So said this man from Galilee. He said, I'll be there, so have no fear. He said, I'll be there, so have no fear.
He said he gave up his life so we can be saved and live in the Father's everlasting light as he did.
Take up your cross and walk with me. So said this man from Galilee. His voice was heard over valleys and mountains. Saying, I'll be there, so have no fear. He said, I'll be there, so have no fear.
Standing in his glory, commanding all mankind be still. He said, hear my voice and do my will.
Take up your cross and walk with me. So said this man from Galilee.
I saw his light from over yonder. It humbled me within. Oh, it humbled me within.
See the Son of Man with a voice much louder than rolling thunder.
Rolling, rolling.
And his presence causing the earth to tremble. Standing in his glory, commanding all mankind to be still.
Be
But
still.
to hear his voice and do his will. And take up your cross and walk with me. So said this man from Galilee. Said, take up your cross and walk with me. So said this man from Galilee.
Take up your cross. With me.